Hello, Dr. Hargrove. It is I, Dan Kinney, and today I'm here to talk about my second essay in History 2410. It is titled Akhenaton's Great Disruption, Religious Crisis in Ancient Egypt. I chose Akhenaton just because this is a religious related paper, and no one in Egyptian history, certainly not until Muhammad, shook up the status quo of Egyptian religion like Akhenaton did. Akhenaton was born into the New Kingdom circa 1353 BCE during a time of great prosperity for the empire that had seen typical Egyptian continuity, and religion, of course, is central to their culture and woven into every aspect of it. That's why it was surprising near the beginning of Akhenaton's reign that he declared the old ways would no longer be the way forward for Egypt. And while he did not necessarily eliminate the old gods or ban them from society, he insisted on a focus on one, Aten, sort of a variation of the old sun god Amun. There were a great number of effects on society of Akhenaton's decision, but in addition to not being popular with the common people, the people that suffered the most under this new way was the temple priests, who not only maintained the old religion, they were sort of proto-corporations unto themselves. They had their hands in a lot of different things going on in the empire, and nearly overnight their power was reduced to the point of irrelevance. Some of the changes that may not have seemed radical from the outside, but had a great impact, were primarily that he took religion from the temples, where offerings were made in the darkness, to literally the outside. He made these sort of tables all over Egypt where food for ritual offering would be placed for Aten. He even made the bold move to change the capital from Thebes to a brand new city that he had built called Amarna, built on the banks of the Nile, that would be the center of government and religion. The changes proved to be so unpopular that upon Akhenaton's death, circa 1336, within 5 or so years, pretty much every trace of the changes he had made were erased. When his son Tutankhamun came into power, whether it was his own ideas or the influence of priests and generals, the city of Amarna was completely emptied and ceased to be used, except for archaeologists much later. And the old gods came back. The old pantheon was restored to its previous place in Egyptian society, and that was pretty much it for Akhenaton. We know about him, and he is sometimes thought of as the first monotheistic ruler in the world, but as far as his people went, they were not fans, and religion was so important to them, and the daily ritual of their lives, that the Egyptian sense of permanence was so disrupted that they did everything they possibly could to remove Akhenaton from their history altogether. My sources are some noted Egyptologists such as Barry Kemp, Anthony Spollinger, and Albert Zink, all from notable journals in the topic. and they gave me a lot of background information, including some things about the archaeology of Amarna that speaks to the fact that the people during that time tended to die younger, and there were signs of malnutrition and extreme physical labor leading to early deaths. It is not entirely clear if that is directly connected to Akhenaton's reign, but it is some evidence that points in that direction. But Akhenaton, interesting figure, but not the right guy for the job in the New Kingdom.